I love that, Jack. I love that comment, mate. I love that comment. Here we go. Good evening, Alfie. How are we doing, mate? In the famous words of Sonny, oh, bleep, I've crashed again. Oops, I did it again. I crashed my car. I lost the back end. Oh, baby, hello, Todd. How are we doing, mate? Welcome in. I am okay, Alfie. Are you doing much practice, mate? Hoping to see you at the front tonight. Welcome, Todd. Was you not doing comms last night, Todd, for No Max, mate? You owe me a round of applause if I finish. I said I'll give you a round of applause if you finish. I'll stand by that comment. I'm pretty confident you won't finish. So, but yes, Sonny, if you do finish, buddy, I'll quite happily give you the round of applause. Evening, James. How we doing? Jonathan, welcome in, mate. Hope you're well. Hope to see you at the front tonight, John. Good luck, buddy. Didn't do any practice, but I love this track. Well, yeah, it's a. I do like this track. I don't know. Just lacks the overtaking, but I do enjoy this track myself. No, I was in an event. Okay, that's fair enough, Todd. 35 laps on my worst track. I won't finish. Well, that'll be interesting, Sonny, to see if you finish or not. Tonight, we've got 19 in them. Do not say that, Alfie. Do not jinx yourself, mate. That's the worst thing you could do. But this guy at the top here, Jonathan Cox, he's the guy everyone wants to beat. Pegasus as well is very, very quick. Where is he? Hayden as well. He's rapid. But we've got some drivers tonight then making their debuts in LOB. We've got Jamie the Sniffs Cheese, Jack Brooks, and the fastest driver of all. Where is he? Where is he? Come on, Sonny. There he is. Sonny in the Alpha Tauri. I will crash now. I've told you, Alfie, if you crash now, it's your own fault. You've karmaed yourself. So then, as we wait for everyone to ready up, 25 seconds until we hit that start button for tonight's race. In Hungary, 18-minute qualifying, 35 laps, dynamic weather, equal cars. Let's go. I'm so nervous. Oh, bless you. Is this your first 50% league race, Sonny? I really need to change my posture position because my back is already hurting and I'm sat like that, which isn't going to help at my old age of 23. 50%. Oh, love 50% to me. I love a good 50%. Let's get everything set up then. So we'll get the details. Tyres. Obviously tyres at this point because it's qualifying. Telemetry, lap, and we do the full track map so we can see where everyone is so we don't miss any key information. I'll be back in 30 seconds. So then, and we are back and ready to go then. We've got our refreshments. Let's have a look in the chat. What have we got? Third ever league race. The first two were on Saturday in RFF. Well, you picked a good league to make your debut in, Sonny. And this league is also a good league. So then, who have we got coming to begin a lap? We've got the Haas. Is that Brock? It is. So let's run the board then with Brock Griller then, the first driver to cross the line and begin a flying lap here in Hungary. He's on the soft compound tyre as well, so he wants to go out straight away and get a banker in. As we see the Ferrari there move very kindly out the way for the Haas driver. Let's see what can he do through sector 1 then. 27.4 keeps it well within the track limits there, so he's not pushing the boundaries at the minute. Goes purple then for the time being in sector 1. Now there's a tricky part of track here that can throw a lot of drivers off. Very easy to invalidate on them two particular corners. Gets a little bit of a snap on the exit. So far so good then. It's just whether it's quick, and then we see him run wide then. As soon as we say that, he does make a slight mistake. But I called it earlier on. I reckon pole is going to be around a 1:15. So let's see then what can Brock Griller can do then. 2 more corners to go. As now you're just waiting and waiting to get to the exit. Put your power down. DRS wide open. Once wide at the exit there, just about keeps it within track limits. And he sets the first time on the board then of a 1:18.1. As we pick up then with the McLaren of Jonty, who has gone purple in sector 2 as the Alfa Romeo gets nicely out of the way. What can Jonty do? To the line then, he does a 1:17 flat then, so that's a full second clear of Brock Griller. As Fragile Tunnel 94 goes P3 then in the Alpine on the medium compound of tyres. So what can Soka 97 do then? In the Aston Martin, comes to the line now. It's going to be around a 1:18 mark. He does an 18.2 then. As Fragile now has 3 attempts up in sector 1, but let's have a look. Have we got anyone on the soft tyres? Super Steve then to the line. Super Steve goes P4 on the mediums. Sir Pegasus, he's also on the mediums. Final corner then for Ryan. What can he do across the line? Time to beat is a 17.0. He goes P2 then with an 18 flat. So I think he'll either go again or he'll definitely run the mediums. Sorry, the softs. As Jennison, he comes around the final corner now in the Ferrari to the line. Looking pretty quick this lap so far. He does a 17.3 then. That's a good lap from Jonas VL then. Let's not forget he's on the mediums as well. Hepsty then. He's trying the mediums. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2, and that is for Pegasus, and he's DNF'd. Pegasus has unfortunately DNF'd in qualifying, and Jonty then does improve. He does a 16.7, and Hepsty does a 17.1. And he goes P2 there. Flicks gets his Aston Martin up into P3. But Pegasus, oh dear, for Ryan, he's DNF'd and will start no higher than 5th at the moment. That time's always going to drop down. So then, let's see what Jamie Cheese can do. Round the final couple of corners, he's about to start his flying lap in the Williams. This is his debut then in the LFB League at short notice. He got the call to come and race. So let's see what he can do through turn 1. And Sonny has got a 5 grid penalty for a collision with Flicks in qualifying. And that's not a great start to Sonny's debut. And Flicks is retired as well. So Flicks has DNF'd and he will start no higher than 4th then. So he will not be happy with that. Flicks, Sonny, please let us know in the comments what has happened between you two. As we continue on board with Jamie. He's looking very cautious so far this lap. Just wants to get a banker and get a feel of the track. Not make any mistakes. Let's see what can he do through sector 2. He's on the soft tyres. 54.9 then. So the pole time at the minute is a 16.7. But I think Jonathan Cox, when he gets on a lap, if he gets on the softs, he'll smash that, I reckon. What can Jamie do then? Round the final corner, DRS wide open. I reckon he's going to be in the 17s. He does a 16.9. He goes P2. He's gone P2 then on his first flying lap as Jamie Cheese. That's a great lap from Jamie. And where's Jonathan? To the line. And Cox has put it on provisional pole on the medium tyres. Jonathan Cox then is not messing about here. Provisional pole on the mediums. As we see Sonny then, he's coming through sector 2 now into sector 3. Also on the mediums. Diego, I am P19. You're P17, Diego. P17, mate. You've got FT and Chappie behind you. So Sonny then to the line. Sonny goes P13 then. The slowest of the drivers that have ran so far, but he's got a lap on the board. 3.9 seconds off the pace, so he'll be looking to improve that 100%. But he's got a lap. As we see James Gardner then coming out of the pits, turn 1. That's put on board with FT then. He's in the Williams. And he has invalidated as Chappie then goes fastest. Just a 16.5. So Chappie has put it on provisional pole. As we pick up with the Alpine of Saki down in P17, yet to set a lap on the medium tyres. Looking a bit squirrely here on this lap. It's not, to me, look like he's going to be troubling the top guys. Diego, you're P18, mate. You are P18. As then Saki goes P9 then in the Alpine. And let's see then James Gardner. This will be an interesting lap then on the soft tyres. Let's not forget James. So let's see what he can do. Purple sector 1 then for James and 27 flat. And he has invalidated. So he's invalidated on the exit of turn 5 is James there. And he had set a purple sector 1. So that has screwed him over for his first run. Do we have anyone on a sort of lap? Let's go pick up back with the Alpine then in P9. 1.2 off the pace at the moment. But he hasn't validated this lap as well, so he won't improve on this lap. As we've got Super C on and out lap. Hayden is not in there coming out yet. James will definitely go again. So let's see what James can do now then. So I'll ride on board with James again then. If at first you don't succeed, try again. We love the old sayings here. As we see then the Williams getting very much out of James's way there with 7 minutes to go in qualifying. James does go purple again in sector 1, and this time he keeps it within the track limits. So far so good for him for James Gardner on his second lap on these soft tyres. This is a great camera shot here. What can James do through sector 2? He goes purple then. But we all know that the game sometimes does glitch. As you can see on James's screen, he is glitching. On the screen that James is glitching even, sorry. So yeah, let's see what he can do around the final couple of corners then. He's gone purple, but we never trust the game as much as we should because we know it's, especially a Codemasters game, it does tend to glitch. But this should be provisional pole, and it is. James Gardner then puts his Red Bull on provisional pole by 68 thousandths of a second. Let's see what John T can do. He comes through sector 1, 2 temps up. When are you getting the super chat feature? What do you mean by that, Julian? Come on, James, show us your break assist. Hello, Tony! Tony, oh, and John T, mid-corner there, got a big slide on exit. He wanted to go one way, the car wanted to go the other way. And John T got a massive snap there, and he did very well to save that. Do we have... Let's see then. What's Jamie going to do for sector 1? And I can't see that because I've been invited to play F1, so it's just come up on my screen. I'll see what he's done through sector 2. That came up at the worst possible time for me then. Someone invited me to play F1, and I couldn't see his sector time for sector 1. So let's see what his sector time through sector 2 is then. So I do apologise for that. Has he improved in sector 2? He's 4 tenths off the pace at the minute, so far so good for Jamie on his LOB debut. 5 tenths up then for Jamie. He had set a provisional purple sector 2, but I think, yes, Jay Chappie has just beaten that. So let's see, what can Jamie do? And as soon as Jamie crossed the line, we'll skip to Chappie. I said pole would be in the 15s. Jamie puts it on provisional pole in a 16.2, and Jay Chappie immediately beats that then. He does a 16.1, as now Socko has retired from the session. As an FT, he'll come to the line now, and he hasn't validated, so he'll stay P19 for the time being. Are we going to see Hayden, Diego, and FT settle out? It's only 1.5 tenths down his personal best at the minute. And John T has crashed. So we'll pick up with the Alpine. And there you see John T. He's done a Max Verstappen from 2020. He's put it in the wall. At that same corner, the only difference is for John T, it's in the dry. So what's Fragile doing then? Around the final corner, he comes to the line now. Fragile stays P15, but he does improve. And suddenly does box. And Hayden, is Hayden going to come out and do a lap, or has he got a qualifying pan? I don't actually know. Diego and FT is going again. But will we see Cox come out and run the softer of the two compounded tyres, as Brock Gorilla then has retired from the session? So James Gardner then, what can Gardner do? That is the big question. Can he get that Red Bull onto pole, or at least onto the front row? As FT then, he's improved massively then, goes P3 on the medium. That's a great lap from the Williams driver there to put the car P3. Super chat, Arsenal TV have it. It's a feature where I or your video watchers can donate money, all for great good. The problem with that, Julian, is we're not even like 0.001 of a percent anywhere near the level of Arsenal TV. We're just a small YouTube channel that streams races every so often, and so I don't think that would be. I mean, it's nice. It is a very nice thought, but I don't think it'd be beneficial to us as a YouTube channel. So then, with the final 2 minutes of qualifying, let's see what James Gardner can do. He's got to find 3.5 tenths to put it on pole. He's got a great chance here with the likes of Jonathan retiring, Pegasus being out, and and Hayden staying in the pits. James is 1.5 attempts up than on his time in Sector 1. So Hayden, I don't think Hayden's qualifying, which is a shame for him. But this lap, oh, James! Very wide there for James. Went and did a bit of grass cutting. As we know, James, oh no, he glitched. James does like to cut grass. But on my screen there, he did glitch. Watch James on through Sector 2. 2 attempts up then. It's going to be close between James and Jamie at the minute. Will James be able to put it on the front row then? If he has a very good final sector here, he might be able to sneak his Red Bull onto provisional pole. Final corner then for James. Just waiting on the exit to get on DRS. Doesn't run it wide. What can Gardner do? Gardner goes P3. 1.5 tenths off the pace at the minute. Let's see then what Super Steve can do. 8 tenths down at the minute, but I think he ran the medium start. So he's just down on his first sector time. So at the minute, Jamie Cheese on his debut, as then we see Super Steve has invalidated, so that'll be him done. That's Sonny then, he's 4 attempts up on his time at the minute. So he'll be looking to improve to P16 as it stands. But look at that. In P2, Jamie Cheese on his LOB debut has got that. Williams in P2. Oh, and Sonny has a big slide there. Hayden will not qualify then. Jack Brooks, he's gone on a lap, but he looks to be going very slow to me. So it's all, what can Hepsey do? That is the big question. Can Hepsey affect the front runners here? And he's a 10th down in Sector 2, so he doesn't look to me like he's going to improve here. Sonny's got himself up to P12 then. That's a good lap then for Sonny. He out-qualifies his teammate Sir Pegasus on his debut. So that's one thing for him to remember there. On his debut, he has out-qualified his teammate. And Hepsey then to the line. I don't think it's going to be an improvement, and he's not. He has slowed down then. So he will start on the other set of tyres that he has qualified on. But we haven't got anyone else on a lap. So it's Jay Chappie on pole from Jamie Cheese. James Gardner is your top 3 in qualifying. Surprised Jonas Vial isn't on pole. From what I've seen so far on commentary in these leagues, he's not that quick personally. He's always around the midfield part in this league anyway. But yeah, James Gardner then continuing his strong qualifying form from the weekend, and he's put it in P3. But Jay Chappie in pole position for Haas. Jamie Cheese puts the Williams in P2, and James Gardner is P3. FT is P4, and Jonathan Cox will start P5. But let's not forget, FT and Cox are both on the medium compounded tyres. John T is P6, and he'll be looking for a good launch off the line. Janice is P7, Super Steve P8, Hepsty P9, Socko P10. And then it's Flicks, Ethan, aka Sonny, Seki, Peg, down in P14. That is a big surprise that Pegasus is down in P14. Then it's Brooks, Fragile, Hayden, who didn't qualify, and Diego. But we've got to say a special shout out to Jamie Cheese for putting it on the front row on his debut. What an absolute lap that is. And look at that then, 1,000th of a second between, as Kaylee just said right there, between Jamie and James in qualifying. It doesn't get any closer than that. It really doesn't. To have a super chat, you need to be on. Yeah, exactly, Tone. It's near enough impossible for us anyway. How was the States anyway, Tony? How was your trip, buddy? as we wait for the drivers and to make their adjustments from qualifying to race setups. Who is going to get the best launch here into turn one now? Jamie has shown that he can get the car off the line well, so we will see. Will he be able to get the jump on Chappie? Will Chappie maintain position, or will James Gardner be able to do a Felipe Massa from 2008 and jump both the cars ahead of him into turn one? So then, as we have a formation lap tonight, this is new. What's going on here, boys? It's saying lap 1:0 of 35, so it's a formation lap. And we've had a spinner at the line. Oh dear, oh dear. I don't know if you guys caught that, but that was brilliant. The formation lap and there's a spin at the start. Oh. Well, the track's dry here, so we shouldn't see anyone do a Hamilton and go around the whole lap and then stay on the inters. So it'd be interesting to see then 35 laps of hopefully entertaining racing. But it is Hungary, so I won't promise anything. P3 is a great slot, yep. Who's put in the formation? I think in 2050, Vettel, that was beastly start. He jumped both Mercedes. 2015? Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? I remember that dream. He got a great start. Seb has always started quite well around here. Yes, it's a Haas on pole on equal, don't forget. The league is equal. So then, as we wait for the final few drivers and to make their way around the grid. Now Hayden, we'll keep an eye out for Hayden because Hayden has shown great pace. And who's that? Is that Jonathan Cox right at the back? Where will Cox slot in? He's going back to his grid position then. So thankfully for Jonathan, he's been able to get back to that grid position. As his camera angle is not doing us justice here then, we're watching from the back of the grid when we should be watching from Jay Chappie. As we're going to wait for the 5 lights here in Hungary. Three lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and right back to the front of the action. And Jay Chappie's got a jump start for the pole sitter. We haven't even got underway, and he's got a drive-through penalty for a jump start. And it looks very even between the front two and Jamie Cheese going down the inside. Are we going to see a move for the lead here from Jamie Cheese? Holding it on the exit, and Chappie gets a bit of a slip slide, and we'll keep on board with the front two as Jamie trying to hang on around the outside. And he is our race leader. And FT and Gardner going wheel to wheel here for P3 and P4. As Johnsy then is up to P5, so he's made a good start, and Cox has gone backwards. He's down in 17th. But what a start there for, as we got wing damage then for Hepstead. He's missing an end plate. So he is going backwards, and Sonny then's going to try and make a move. And he runs wide. And look at this, Pegasus and Cox, 15th and 16th. That is not a great start for them. But out front then, on lap 1, it's Jamie Cheese who leads the way, and Chappie will be looking to try and make a move. Now he's got a drive through, so will he try and have some early glory and lead a lap or two, because he's going to drop back the order. And he takes it straight away, so Chappie comes in straight away for that drive through. So at the end of lap 1, it's Jamie Cheese who has a 8/10 of a lead over James Gardner, as we've got a VSC then deployed. So this is going to help out Chappie big time, this VSC. As who have we got into the pits? Pegasus and Jonathan Cox are both pitting. What is Cox going for? That is a big question. A fresh set of, it looks to me like soft tyres. What's Pegasus going for? Oh dear, Pegasus and Sonny are double stacking here. Alpine then. So Sonny is going to come out miles behind at this rate. As you can see there. So Sonny has completed a lap, but he's coming in for a wing change and a fresh set of tyres. Oh dear! Jack Brooks and Jamie Cheese have got a drive-through for speeding under the VSC. So James Gardner then will be our net race leader. Oh Jamie, you've done so well to get in the lead. But he's got a drive-through. And that's not going to do him any good here. As we're seeing the time saying some drivers are 1 minute 29 behind, but that's not the case. The lobby is glitching like normal in a Codemasters game this year. It doesn't want to work, and Sonny has retired, and Sonny has DNF'd. He's managed 2.5 laps, but he has DNF'd, so it's James Gardner that leads the way on lap 3 of 35. From the Williams of FTH, Super C is P3, and his teammate is P4. As we do have a second VSC then in as many laps. And Fragile has got a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. And Jamie Cheese hasn't lost out as much as I thought it would have done with that drive-through. He's come out in P8. Diego, Jonty, Saki, Hayden's up to P12 then, so he's made a good start. Cox down in 13th. Brooks P14 after his drive-through. Pegasus P15. Hepsi P16. Fragile P17. Jay Chappie has pitted for a set of medium tyres. You can tell me and Jamie are rookies. Well, you say that, Jack. We've seen Jonty DNF now. He just got a drive-through and then he has DNF'd. So it's all going from bad to worse for Jonty. A DNF in qualifying. And now a DNF in the race. But it's Gardner who leads the way then. On lap 4 of 35. And we'll see. Can Genesis and Brock Griller going wheel to wheel into turn 1. The Haas versus the Ferrari. Will there be space given? The Ferrari runs the Haas out a little bit wide. But gets the DRS then. And makes the position. And that's him up a place and into P6. As now, Hepsi will be looking to make a move on Pegasus into turn 1. Well, we see the Alfa Romeo send it down the inside. Nope, he stays behind for the time being. It's all about the exit. Can he get a good exit? Will he go down the inside of Ryan then? He's going to go down the inside now, surely. And Ryan does well to maintain that position round the outside, but we're not over yet then. The Alfa Romeo is still trying to make the move up the hill then. Can he do a Hamilton on Verstappen? No, he has to stay behind him for the time being. And while this is all happening, this is the battle for P13 on the road. So well done, lads. Keep it up. Let's keep going. So then Jack Brooks then now in P15. Fragile P17. Chappie is up to P17 after the 2 early DNFs. And Gardner leads by 1.2 seconds then, as we begin at lap 5 of 35. That was horrendous. My fibre pen and smashed wing went under double stack and then spun to lap 2. Yeah, unlucky, Sonny. You can tell me and Jamie are rookies. It happens, chat. Medium runners will be loving this VSC. I agree, Julian. I agree. So then, as Jonathan Coxon sets fastest lap, Hepsi, he's going to try again to pass Pegasus then. It looks to me like he's got a much better run this time. As Jay Chappie has also DNF'd as Hepsi gets the position. But the safety car has been deployed then. So surely we'll see James dive into the pits for a fresh set of tyres. You can do a 2-stop from here now. Medium will get you to the end. 15 laps on each is very easily be doable here, especially with the safety car being out for at least 2 of them. if not more. So I expect to see James pit. He'd be a bit of a fool not to take this opportunity to pit behind the safety car, as a few other drivers behind him will also be doing the same. As James does take our advice and pits. So the Williams then of FT will lead the race. Super Steve also pits. And Flicks, after that DNF in qualifying, is now up into P2 then. He'll be going very long on these mediums. And what does James go for? He has gone for a set of the medium tyres. Will we see anyone else pit? Genesis is in the pits for Ferrari. Diego stays out. Jamie Cheese has also stayed out. I think that's a bit of a bad move there for Jamie. I think he should be boxing and getting rid of them softs. Especially whilst we're under the safety car when everyone else is going to pit. So then, who else pits? Cox stays out. Hayden has pitted then for McLaren. He's put on a fresh set of the medium compound tyres. Jack Brooks looks to me like he's struggling here. Just managed to get it in the pit lane as Brooks there. So I don't know what's going on with the Alfa Romeo. Maybe he's having some sort of technical issues with his car. But he has managed to get that Alfa Romeo into the pit lane. As we see the McLaren pit crew coming out. I don't know who's that for because they haven't got anyone in the pit lane. So then Brooks puts on a set of mediums. As we'll pick back aboard then with our race leader at the moment, which is FTH in the Williams. The championship leader, Jonathan Cox, is down in P10 at the moment. Pegasus is in P13. Hayden P14. As James Gardner has got a 5-second penalty for collision with Diego. So this was James's big chance to try and get some good points here whilst the front runners are towards the rear of the field. And he's gone and picked up a 5-second time penalty. Diego smashed into the back of James and James got a penalty. Oh, that's not good then for James. I don't understand with Diego. He seems to make a mistake every single race. It's Jamie Cheese pits then. And he's pitted a lap too late. He has pitted a lap too late, unfortunately for him. But it's all a learning curve, this. As you do more races, you'll understand when to pit and when not to pit, what strategy to go on. Has James Gardner now got another fight? He's got 10 seconds here, is James. He's got 10 seconds of time penalty then. So Jamie comes out in P14. We'll pit back aboard then with FT. And he is P1. Diego, what's going on, bro? Rumour has it you've given James 2 5-second time penalties. And now you're down in P12. So poor James, and by the looks of it, has got 10 seconds worth of time penalties. And from comments in the chat, they might not be his fault. I say might because we don't know the ins and outs. And it's unfair to judge. And now Pegasus has got 5 seconds for a collision with Diego. What is going on here? Yeah, it must be, to be fair to you, then you are right with that comment. Now, is the safety car coming in this lap? That is the key question. And it is. Right on cue then. As soon as we say them famous words, is the safety car coming in? We get a notification from the race director that the safety car is in this lap. So we'll get back to the tyres, because this is the interesting one. We'll be seeing a lot go to the end now. The hard runners will try the long game. As we see them, they come around the final corner and we're back on the racing here. And who have we got scrapping away? Are we going to see a dive from Cox? He's up to 8th. Will he be up to 7th? That's Jonathan Cox then up to P7 then already. As then the Ferrari of Genesis has also got past. And can Hepsi go around the outside? Oh! And Soki's been slid and put into the barrier. And he'll drop down the order massively there. That was unfortunate for him. Had it happen like that, and Hayden is now right in the back of Jamie Cheese as Jack Brooks runs a little bit wide. And that was very unfortunate there for Soki. He's gone from P7 at the start of this lap down to last in the space of a few corners. And oh dear, FT's had a spin. FT's had a spin and dropped down to P8. That is so unfortunate of him. So out in front then, Flicks leads Brock Gorilla of all people. So Todd has found himself in P2 for the time being. Now for Flicks, if he can get away here and build a gap from Todd, then he's got a very good chance of scoring some very good points here. So Jonathan Coxon, he's already up to P5. The race won him. He's such a fighter, is Cox. He'll be still hungry for this win, and he's only 4 seconds on facing as Genesis goes back through then. So as we big Cox up, he gets overtaken by Genesis. That is the fresh softs versus the mediums working there. And look at this, James Gardner is all over the back of the Haas driver of Brock Gorilla. So will we see James try and make a move at some point here? So we're just watching a close eye on the timing screens, just to see if anything is getting pretty tasty here. Jamie's now to Jamie's still P12, but Hayden, he's gone from P30 and then he's dropped now to P15. And yes, as predicted, then there is a bit of a queue forming behind Brock Gorilla. Will James go down the inside? He thought about it there, but has to back out for the time being. But he gets the exit, and on traction, he goes around the outside of the Haas. Will the Haas fight back? No, but he's going to lose out to Super C here as well if he's not careful. Super C goes wide to allow the Haas space. It was a little bit naughty there from the Haas. And now, as we see, Genesis trying to get past Super C, and Cox is right in the back here. So what are we going to see? Brock Gorilla go from P2, drown the order, and Cox is going to go drown the inside. Ooh, that was nearly contact with Super C, but he has made the move as Cox. Will Genesis try and dive back down the inside? He is. Genesis has gone back down the inside. He's going to force Cox a long way round. Will Cox have the corner for turn 4? He does. And Brock Gorilla has DNF'd. And that is a safety car. So we have our second safety car in 10 laps. Brock Gorilla, they must have got a nosebleed down for running P2, is now DNF'd. Oh dear, oh dear. As Flicks pits. As Cox then. Super C will lead the race from Cox. Oh dear, oh dear. Such a shame. We've lost 4 drivers already and we're only on lap 11. I agree, Julian. That move from Jonathan on the Ferrari was very, very good. Very, very late on the brakes, but a very good move. It has to be said. Just a quick question, Julian. Why can't you race on Saturday, buddy? So then, as I'm going to rest my back a little bit because it's a bit sore. We're not even halfway yet, and we've had 2 safety cars and 2 sorry, we're not even a third of the way. Let me stand corrected. And we've had 2 safety cars and 2 VSCs already. Very interesting so far. So James Gardner then, down in P13. Will he pit again to get rid of that second 5-second time penalty? Or will he stay out? The answer is he stay down. Who's that coming into the pits? It's the Williams then of FT. He boxes then. He was on the hard tyres, so maybe he's coming in to change them. He long asked to get a set of mediums now to the end of the Grand Prix, but he might be taking a gamble here. He's got nothing to lose. Down in last now. Serves his time penalty, and he's going for a set of softs, so he's definitely not going to the end of them. So at the minute then we have 3 drivers with 5 seconds of time penalties. So Pegasus, Fragile, and James Gardner. But there you go then. At the front, you've got the Mercedes of the safety car. You've got Ferrari. Then you've got Jonathan Cox in the Mercedes. And then Genis Viel in the Ferrari as well. So you've got Jonathan Cox is in a Ferrari sandwich here. And Saki, who started on the hards, finds himself now running P4. So Jonathan and Ryan then have made their way back up after, well, Ryan a DNF in qualifying and Jonathan a very difficult first lap. They now find themselves running P2 and 5 as James Gardner has got another 5-second time penalty. So far this race, and James has accumulated 15 seconds in time penalties. As we say that, we see Jamie Cheese and Jack Brooks now also pick up 5 seconds each. And then the safety car is coming in this lap. So now we have over a third of the field that are left on the time penalty. So Super C then, he'll be leading the way from Jonathan Cox. He's got 4 lap fresher medium tyres. So let's see then, when will he bolt? Well, lap 12, and we'll come around to start. I think he's gone early. As Cox managed to stay with him at the start here. And it looks to me like they've gapped the second Ferrari and they've both bolted off down the road. Good restart then, as Flixen is making a move for P10. And now he finds himself up into P9. As Hayden looks like he's ghosted to me. And he is ghosted, is Hayden. As James Gardner going to make a move over Fragile and gets himself up into P10. So a good couple of corners here for James. As then we see Diego is now running P6 as well. Pegasus P5. He'll be looking to try and get past Saki as quickly as he can. Look at this then. Jonathan Cox is our race leader, so we've missed that in all the mayhem. It looks to me like Super Steve has made a mistake, and at the minute he looks to be holding up his teammate. Honestly, this is rigged. Cox was last at the start, and now he's first. And we're only on lap 13. Now, the Ferrari doesn't have any sort of damage. As Coxon does lead. As we come around to begin, as Pegasus has made a move. And then we see Saki get a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, and Cox... Oh, is that Jamie Cheese? Jamie Cheese is DNF'd. Oh, we caught that on camera as well. And that is going to be a VSC. So now we've lost 5 drivers then, and we've got a full safety car. And Jamie Cheese has DNF'd on lap 14 of 35. Well, the end of lap 13 for him. And we've got a full safety car then, so we've not even done half race distance. And this will be our third safety car. I'm on 3 laps of fuel now. Oh, that's such a shame, Alfie. Where are you anyway? You're P8. I'd pit, mate, if I was you. Mediums to the end. Safety car will help you. You can run mediums to the end with the safety car. The track's rubbered in as well. If you're going to box, you'd box now. Let's see if you can hear me. Can he hear me? Will he pit? That's the key question. Yes, he does. He takes the advice of myself and pits for a fresh set of tyres. As James Gardner also pits from... Well, James is now looks to me like he'll get rid of all these penalties. As Alfie then does put on the mediums one, so he's taken my advice, so I hope this gamble does pay off for Alfie. To some respect. But yeah, Jamie, unlucky, mate. You had it all going your own way, and then you got your drive through for the VSC, and then the safety car came out and he didn't pit you at an extra lap. I called it in comms. I said, you should pit this lap while someone else is pitting, but you didn't, and you pitted the next lap. And then they also said, you'll learn from their mistakes in league racing, especially it being your first 50%. It's going to happen. Mistakes are going to be made, and it's just how you learn from them and how you bounce back going forward, mate. But you did very well to qualify P2. That was a very good qualifying session for you, and then you got a very good start to lead the race. Saki now has got a 5-second time penalty for a collision with Diego. All I'm seeing is Diego's name come up for the penalties here. It's getting a bit of a joke, really. I normally try and bite my tongue as much as I can, but Diego, what are you doing, mate? That's the 6th person you've been involved with a collision. What is going on, buddy? Please let me know. Is it you, or is someone hitting you, or what is going on, mate? What is going on? Right, let's have a quick read of these. Diego was reckless, Jamie. You gave James 10 seconds. I'll sit on the fence on that because I didn't see it, and it's a bit unfair for me to comment. So you can have your view. Well, as stewards, we'll review the instance later on anyway. The VSC told me I had 9 seconds, so reduced speed, then it dropped me a drive through. Oh, well, learning curve. He 100% gave James 100% penalty. Again, Sonny, I didn't see it, so I'm not going to accuse Diego of it until I've seen evidence, mate, just to be fair. Gotta be fair. Reckon a reason I might not be able to come here is because I've a duck swim at 7 vehicles that day to be honest, the ducks are around the corner for me, 2 minutes walk. Yeah, we'll see, June. It's an 80-minute qualifying, mate, as well, so hopefully you get time to come back. Even if you didn't make qualifying, make the race, mate. Oh, Flicks, why didn't you underfuel your car, mate? You should have underfueled your car, buddy. I knew there was going to be loads of safety cars here. We've done 16 laps out of 35. We're not even halfway through. And it's nearly 9 o'clock. And we're not even halfway through. So imagine if we'd done full qualifying and then this. I'd have been absolutely fuming. As now Ryan has got 10 seconds worth of time penalties for a collision with Diego. Diego, why are you racing alongside him, mate? It's a safety car. What are you doing, buddy? No wonder there's all these... Diego, what are you doing? No wonder you're giving out all these penalties, mate. This is not good, buddy. You've got to respect the safety car. So then, take 4. So halfway round this lap, we will be at half race point. Jonathan Cox has gone early then. He's got a jump. Super Steve, he's got Pegasus right behind him. But Flicks looks to me like he's making a couple of moves here. He'll ghost through the McLaren of Hayden, who isn't racing. And he's up into P8 then. As Fragile has... looks to me like he's DNF'd. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. What's he doing? Let's see if we can see him with Hepsty. He's been disqualified then. I did think he'd get disqualified for not moving his car then. He's been disqualified from the session. And we have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers already from this race. So we started with 19. We are now running with 13. And Jonathan Cox has a nice 1.7 second lead then, as we come round to begin at lap 18. And who's had a spin? Oh dear, oh dear! And that is Genesis out of the race. And that'll be another safety car. Surely, the way we've been going so far, that to me looks like it'll be a safety car. Although the game might now decide that it's not a safety car. And it's not. Wow, we've lost another driver then. Hepsty is P12. So Shaki is coming for a new wing. As has Jack Brooks. So we've had 3 safety cars, but that one which actually warranted a safety car hasn't produced a safety car then. And Cox has checked out. Yeah, me and Ryan will be reviewing the incidents. That's going to be great fun. So not only did I have loads to review on Saturday, I've now got loads to review tonight. Oh, so Williams goes for a dive bomb! And he makes it stick then. He gets himself up into P6. That was a very nice move indeed. And I think Jack Brooks has had a spin. But he's got going again, and he is running in P12 for the time being. Now can Flicks make a move back on the Williams? Will we see a dive bomb from Flicks into turn 1? The answer is no. As we come back on board with Pegasus then, this is the battle for P2 and P3 at the moment. Jonathan Cox does lead by a whole 3.5 seconds. So Jonathan has checked out. As FT then, he's going to try and make a move on the second Aston Martin. When he go around the outside here, he's through. That's a very nice move. And he finds his Williams up in now into P5. But Jonathan Cox leads by 4 seconds then on lap 19 out of 35. Now make that 4.3. And Pegasus will be looking to try and make a move on Super Steve down the main straight into turn 1. So we'll just ride on board then with Pegasus. No worries, Julian. I agree with you, Tony. It does sound like he's going alongside them. Okay, Julian, no worries. Me and Pegasus and Jonathan will be reviewing incidents, Jimmy, which will be great fun. So I had Saturday where I had to review 14, and there's going to be quite a few here as well by the looks of it. So it's all good fun. Who'd run a league, eh? Or who would be an admin in another one? It's all great fun. And you get paid absolutely nothing to review him. But James Gardner's looking very racy here. Can he make a move on the Aston Martin? And he does. He gets through just Gardner and up into P7 then. That's a very nice move from James indeed. So at the minute then, with his 10 seconds, Pegasus will drop down to P. Let's work this out. P8. But whether he has them 10 seconds removed or not is another question. I'm guessing they probably will end up getting removed. Who knows? So then, Jonathan Cox is absolutely checked out here as he begins lap 21 of 35. Now then, Pegasus. Surely he's going to try and make a move here. But Super C once again defending into lad. Ryan's going to try and go all the way around the outside here. He'll get the DRS on the exit. Super C then once again defending with all his might here. This has been a very good defensive drive so far from Super C to hold on to the P2. But now can Pegasus get the traction on the exit of the corner and try and make the move here? The answer is no. He has to stay behind the Ferrari then for the middle sector now. And all this is going on, Pegasus! And he spun! And he's lost that front wing. Oh dear, Ryan. Unfortunately for Ryan, as James Gardner then, as Ryan does let James through. Oh dear, Peggy. That is such a shame. Oh no. Ryan. I just feel so sorry for him. He's had no luck this race. Absolutely no luck whatsoever. One small mistake and he's paid a big price here. And the worst part for Ryan is there's no safety car here to help him get back into this race. So he comes round into the pits now. Tony is spot on with that comment. It's going to be a very, very long pit stop indeed. As Flix is gaining on Diego, if that gets any closer, we'll skip to this, but we'll give Ryan the pity of watching him have this pit stop. So he goes onto the softs now. He'll be going for that fastest lap. As Hayden then pits as well. He is ghosted, so Ryan will still come out in the points. But Flix is looking very racy here behind Diego, Jonathan Cox's teammate. And I reckon there's some... Oh, it's Flix! Diego's let him through. Now Diego let Flix through there. As Super C runs very wide here and Flix will get a great run out the final corner. This should be a very easy pass. Oh, and that's a bit late there from Super C. Flix was already alongside and Super C tried to literally put him on the grass. As Flix then has to stay behind, but that was very naughty from Super C. I'm not impressed by that at all. Now can Flix get the exit and go for the switchery around the outside? Will he try the inside? No, he has to stay behind for the time being. But this is the closest battle on track. And it is for that final podium position here at the minute. And while these two keep scrapping, this is giving James Gardner a great chance. And Flix is going to try. Is he going to go all the way around the outside? He's now got the inside line. Super C gets 3 seconds from multiple corner. One and corner cuts. Super C trying to hold on here. But Flix has got the position. And whilst these two have been scrapping. Oh, and Super C, big slide. Will that give Gardner a run? It's allowed Flix to get off down the road. Now can James Gardner get up into P4? Down the inside he'll go. Late on the brakes, and that Red Bull of James Gardner is now up into P4. So Super C has lost 2 places then in the space of 2 laps. Now then, this is looking good for Ryan. 1.2 seconds up on his delta. This could be a small consolation for Pegasus here, and it is fastest lap of the race. An 18.4 for Ryan. And look at this then. Jack Brooks and Hayden are scrapping away. For P11 and P12, but I don't believe Hayden's racing though because his car is ghosted. But nevertheless, a battle is a battle. Now, according to this, Jonathan Cox is on 22 lap old medium tyres. There's absolutely no way that he is going to get them tyres to the end of this race without them dropping off the cliff completely. As you can see, he's sliding there. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. And that is for Saki. He's on a spin then. And he will box. This will promote Pegasus up a place, up into P9. So I think Diego, Super Steve and Jonathan Cox will all have to pit here. I don't see how they can get these tyres to the end of the race. As FT is now starting to make inroads on Cox. He's now got 3 seconds off on multiple corner cuttings, so that gives Jonathan a 7-second lead. So Flicks, who we called to pit for some mediums under the safety car, is looking very strong here for track position. And as we say that, is that spots of rain coming down in the streets of Budapest? Is that what Cox is holding out for as we begin a lap 26 out of 35? Is he holding out for them wet tyres? And as Diego then looking very close here to Super Steve. Now will we see a move from Diego into turn 1? He's too far back at the moment. But the gap out in front is 4.1 seconds. As Socko pits then. So this will be interesting. Where would he come out compared to Ryan? He comes out P8, then Pegasus will be P9. Jonathan Cox's lead is now down to 3.7 seconds for the Williams is gaining. He is gaining. This race has kind of reminded me of Nomax Division 2 Championship. I racing on Thursday night at 9 PM. Crash. Nomax is just crash. Whatever division made. Division 1's even worse. Last week 4 drivers finished. As Cox then does pit. So as predicted, then Jonathan Cox was not able to get them tied to the end of the race. And he does pit. Now, surely it'll be a set of softs. It is. So he's going to have a lot of work to do then at the end of this race is Cox. Diego does pit as well. So Cox will come out in the P5. And where can he realistically finish? He's got 10 seconds to James Gardner. That will be his aim, I guess. To try and get on the podium. Surely Super Steve isn't going to try and stretch these mediums another 8 laps. That'll be 28 laps on this set of mediums. That's going to be a big ask for him. But then, the battle for P2 is getting very juicy. James Gardner is gaining on Flicks, corner after corner here. The only thing for Flicks here that's going to help him is it being a short DRS straight and the fact that his tyres are 4 laps younger. Super C continues again for another time, so I think he's going to the end of this race here, Super C. As Gardner gets through And we've got a DNF then for Socko. Will we see the fourth safety car be deployed? It's not looking likely at the minute, but Gardner, that's a great move and gets himself up into P2 then. And Socko's DNF will drop him out of the points and allow Jack Brooks then to take P11. But this is interesting. Jonathan Cox is gaining hand over fist here on Super Steve. At this rate, he'll catch him by the end of the lap and pass him into turn 1. And he doesn't even wait that long. He gets through. As FT then, our race leader, has had a spin. So that is 2 spins then for FT. And look at Cox. He's all over him. He's going to go down the inside. He's through. James Gardner now leads this race. Jonathan Cox is only 5.7 seconds off the lead here. Is he going to do a Lewis Hamilton from 2019 and win this race now? He's got 7 laps to go. He's going to be on an absolute charge. And look at these two. They are scrapping away on 16 and 13 lap old mediums. So they're not really going to have much of a defence here for Jonathan. As FT has pitted them. He'll come out around about P7, P8. Look at that then. As Hepsy now is also doing after. Look at this. This is the battle for P1 and P2. I look away for 2 seconds and look at this. These two are scrapping away. Whilst they keep scrapping, they're going to allow Cox, as you saw in that camera shot there, get closer and closer. Now we know Jonathan is very late on the brakes then. So we've lost 9 runners from this race. We've got 10 left. As James Gardner has pitted. Why on earth has James pitted? The gap out in front then is 2 seconds between the Aston Martin and the for McLaren. He shouldn't have pitted though this late. You don't pit this late in a league race. He's done a Silverstone. Yeah, you're right there, Tony. He's done a Silverstone. He's done a Red Bull from Silverstone. Where else did James do it? He pitted really late in a race. He's done it a few times. Yeah, he did he? He pitted. Oh, what track was it in that league where he was going to be on for a podium and he pitted? It was tier 2 somewhere, but he did it. And we questioned him then. Now, he's pitted and put on 6 lap old mediums. Super Steve's got 3 seconds of time penalties. It was Bahrain, you're right. There was 2 laps to go and he pitted. Now, Jonathan Cox. But he's got a penalty. Cox has got 3 seconds. So effectively, Alfie is in the lead by 4.4 seconds here. Now, we called Alfie into pit. We told him to pit. We said to put on the mediums. And at the minute, it's looking like a great strategy call from myself. So then the gap is 1 second then between Cox and Flicks. Now has Cox got DRS? No. As we enter then the final 3 laps here of racing. The gap is 6 tenths. Jonathan will know that he's got to get past Flicks and build a 3-second lead. And he'll only have, well, realistically, if Flicks don't make a mistake, he'll only have 2 laps to try and do it. As Gardner is gaining on Super Steve. Oh, and Peggy has had a spin at turn 1 on the exit. He's now down in P7. That is not ideal for Peg there. The second spin of the race. No wing damage this time, but a second spin for Peg will not do his championship chances any good. Now then, will Cox be able to make a move on Flicks into turn 1? I think Flicks has got a big enough of a lead here. As Cox thought about it. Now, can he get the exit? And Super Steve is DNF'd. So James Gardner will be staying P2. Sorry, P3. Now, can Cox go all the way around the outside here? Can he carry the momentum into the corner? Are we going to see them go side by side? Has he got the move? No, Flick stays ahead then. As we enter lap, as we're halfway around now, lap 34 of 35. And all Flicks has got to do then is stay within the 3 seconds of Jonathan if he gets past next time round. So then Jonathan's got one more attempt. Will he go down the inside? Now Flicks, all he has to do is keep within 3 seconds here and they'll win this race. That's all he's got to do. Think wisely, Alfie. I don't think he's going to gap you 3 seconds in a lap, but who knows? If anyone can, it's Jonathan Cox. There's a reason he leads this LOB Championship by a long way. It's because he's been consistent and he's scored valuable points. Now, what Flicks doesn't want to do is pick up a 3 second time penalty now, because then that will give Cox the win. as we come around to the final few corners, and he stayed very close to Maris Flicks. So Jonathan Cox then will take it on track, but with his time penalties, it will be Flicks who will take the race win. Cox crosses the line and he takes P1, but Flicks wins the race. Great win there for Flicks. Great call by me. What a great call by me there for Flicks. To pit, run mediums, go to the end. But yeah, well done, Flicks. You made it work. Great call by your engineer. Can you be my engineer? I tell you, mate, I know a lot of things about F1. I know a lot of things about F1. I know when to pit, when not to pit. But yeah, great win there, Flicks. Well done, buddy. Jonathan, great drive, mate, once again. After a very difficult start. You crossed the line in first, but obviously with a penalty, you finished second. So a great drive from you there, Jonathan. But look at that. The Aston Martin is on the top step. The Mercedes of Jonathan Cox is P2. And James Gardner finishes in P3. And I'm so pleased that is over because my voice is completely gone. So Flicks wins, Cox second. Ryan, after a very difficult race, takes home 6 points. But I've got a feeling he's going to get 10 seconds removed, so I'll put him to 5th. Jack Brooks gets points on his debut then for Alfa Romeo. That's a great showing from Jack there. And there you have it. The 10 retirements. But there you go then. That was LAB Hungary. And there's a lot of drivers that'll be Hungary next week. Nice little end the stream. Anyway, guys, I will see you all later. Fastest lap. Yeah, boy. And it's live.